Hey guys, Sklar Brothers here with Daniel Van Kirk.
You know it.
And our guest on Dumb People Town is one of our favorite comedians on the damn planet, Gary Gulman. Did you have fun in Dumb People Town, sir?
I had a blast, but I could have a blast just sitting with you and chewing gum. But this was fun because you were so funny.
This included Cole's Cash.
Cole's Cash and people who didn't know how to have a getaway car.
Yeah, and then we also had a guy who has too many kids. And then we close everything out with an obnoxious guy without
The guy's
a shirt.
acting like a kid.
Yeah,
there you go. It's all on this
Yeah.
week's episode of Dumb People Town with the amazing, the incredible, our friend, the
lovely,
sweet and hilarious Gary Gulman.
You guys do alchemy every single episode.
Dan and Ren and Jay will share tales of folks so unaware they lack in grace and sometimes choose the life they choose will make the news. Breaking down each epic fail in Florida, there's half-price bail. I'm happy to say they couldn't make this up. So listen to our podcast jam with co-hosts Arm and Dan. Benders, don't be a jerk, cause when the music hits, the funny hits, and we are gonna take you down. Stick around. Make a sound, calm down, it's Dumb People Town.
Hey, Townies, welcome to a Friday episode of Dumb People Town. Population U. Population Hill. Melinda Hill, welcome to the show, my friend. How are you?
Thank you so much. I'm so happy to be here. It's great to see you guys.
I
Welcome to town.
You are such a big part of like the shows our comedy shows in LA like experience. We've done so many great shows of yours, but shows together. Oh my God, that you hosted, that we were part of. I just think of you as a big, wonderful part of it.
Truly, I thank you. I'm so grateful that we've had all those experiences together, and I think the same of you guys. And it's been such an honor to be on this journey with you.
Agreed.
We're all figuring it out.
We're all figuring it out now. I mean, it's a crazy ass time right now. I got to ask you, because you've been around this great world, and I love in your comedy, you were very insightful and tackle this often. But do you think the world's getting dumber? Have we just jumped off a dumb cliff just recently even?
Yes, right.
Flat out, yes. There's not even any deliberation.
No, indubitably. I mean, the stuff with the Capitol
Jesus.
Wild.
yesterday.
Yeah. Insanity.
Come on. I mean, it's like what it's beyond. I mean, we're living in a surreal universe,
Right.
and it's being encouraged. And then the more that people talk about it on social media, of course, how can you talk about anything else? It's
Right.
so compelling and
Sure.
awful. But the more we talk about it, the more people are making money from our posting about it.
Mm-hmm.
And, we're all just puppets. And then also, I think that the other thing is social media. Like, people are trying to win all the time on social media.
Mm-hmm.
Like, look how big my car is. Look how this, and so it's not like education is being, is a win on social media,
It's
right?
not. It's not. Yeah, when you're educating or learning stuff, it's just not as cool as how big is my car. By the way, how big is your car? Jesus Christ.
Or even like, what good you're doing in the world,
Right.
and contend toward, virtue signaling. I don't know. It's just a lot of dumbness is
pervading the world. Well, here's what we like to do on this show.
not in our circles, though.
No, of course.
No, but I mean, it can find its way. I do think that we are all getting dumber in some way.
Agreed.
Like our friend, in this will come up on an episode next week, but like, the idea of the amount of information we had in our brains in the 90s versus now. It's just we rely on our phones. We rely on our stuff just to handle everything for us. And we sort of have gone on autopilot a little bit.
Absolutely. And, it's just so amazing. Like when you just, I don't know if you just check out of social media and just go into nature.
Yeah, that's a good thing. Although
It feels
you
so
should,
good.
and not to borrow Brody Stevens, may he rest in peace, but you should tweet that. Well, so we get stories sent to us by our awesome fans.
We do.
They find that like there are like they've got the ears to the dumb ground, and they find these great stories and they send them us. And what you can do is just send them to Dan at Daniel Van Kirk and hashtag Dumb People Town, and it
That'll
tells
do
you
it.
the order of
On Twitter.
on Twitter, and he'll pick it in the right order. So we got one. You're you're here. Let's jump
Let's
into one
break
right
into
away,
it.
shall
Ready?
we?
Yeah.
This comes to us from our old friend Al Jeff Berghini.
Oh, I love Jeff Alberghini.
Yeah.
Jeff Alberghini.
Alberghini does sound like a really nice car that you would talk about on social media. I got an Alberghini 350 GX.
You did a limited or sports
you
package?
Might win. You might win that day.
I
with
won.
that.
It's got a T-top and a CB in it. So
Okay.
That's all you need. That's all you need, Rand. At JJ Alberghini.
Alberghini.
Okay, here we go. A little bit of a casual writing, so bear with me. Just like so many HBO viewers in the late 90s and early thousands, it seems that kangaroos, too, are capable of becoming briefly enthralled with Sex and the City star Jessica Parker's signature accoutrements.
what?
Was that a long enough sentence for someone to write?
You are a
In an article.
journalist.
Wait,
You have
wait.
no editor.
Did
We
they
went on a wild ride there.
Did they call her Jessica Parker?
Sarah Jessica Parker.
okay. Sarah Jessica.
I'm going to read it one more time. We start
Okay.
out with HBO, then
Yes.
we could travel through a couple of decades. A kangaroo's going to show up at some point, and we'll end with accoutrement. Here we go. Just like so many HBO viewers in the late 90s and early thousands, it seems kangaroos, too, are capable of becoming briefly enthralled with Sex and the City star Sarah Jessica Parker's signature accoutrement.
So when Sex and the City came out, first of all, who are you in Sex and the City?
Yeah, which
Me? I'm Charlotte.
You're Charlotte?
Yes.
Melinda, what are you?
Oh, for sure, Carrie.
Yeah.
I'm that writer.
Yeah.
out there having
Yes.
those experiences, but not locking the guy down.
My name's Samantha. I sleep with everybody.
I'm Cynthia Nixon, and I am gay, but I'm not acting gay.
I'm Cynthia Nixon, and I'm running for office, but I'm going to
I
lose.
feel like she was the coolest one.
She
was
was
the
easily
coolest.
the coolest one. She was the most real.
I'm Mr. Big Alberiti.
There you go. Sex and the City slot machine. Whenever we get a rollback, one of my favorite slots in
Is
Vegas.
it a good one?
Oh, it's really fun.
Wow.
Kim
Oh.
Cattrall is a loose slots. Those are loose slots.
You.
I love how Kim Cattrall used to make everything like a sexual innuendo. She'd
Yeah.
be like,
Everything.
I'm going to the movies.
Yeah.
You're late and we almost missed the movie.
Yes, it's all that. Every single line that came out of her was an innuendo. That's correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she would have said innuendo.
Where,
There you go. Yeah.
where are we going to park the car?
Hot dog with some relish on my meat.
That was it.
So yeah, to bring us up to speed, HBO 90s kangaroos, Sarah Jessica Parker
Accoutrement.
accoutrement. A jogger from Australia was attacked by a kangaroo over the weekend, and officials believe it may have had something to do with the Sarah Jessica Parker scent she spritzed on before leaving for her morning run.
Okay.
Who is perfuming for a
Before
workout?
before the workout, are you perfuming up?
Women on Runyon Canyon. That's who.
Hey, dude, do you guys remember gyms? And like you'd see people who was like, this is not a club.
Lot of
I
makeup.
mean, it's a fitness club, but like anybody who always looked like they got primped for the gym, it creeps me out.
Hairspray at the
Men
gym.
and women.
Right.
It's creepy. Yeah, for sure.
I mean, too much of it's like you are just there to work out. When something else comes into it, like
So wait, Dan, you're saying
This is going to sound weird. And it hasn't happened much this year. I even think about, like, if I'm putting on cologne for something, right? I think about how it's going to feel weird the next morning when I'm working out and still have like
Remnants.
cologne residue. Like, and you know, if I usually I'll shower at the end of the day too, but I'm saying there's times where you're like, why am I smelling cologne while I'm working out? To deliberately
because you're
be
working
like,
out in an Uber.
to deliberately do like that tss, tss, tss before your run feels so weird to me.
it's so weird. So what you're saying is she deserved to get
No,
attacked by
I'm
a
not
kangaroo.
victim blaming.
Don't.
If anything, I'm blaming Sarah Jessica Parker.
It's like, first of all, scents are so personal, and
Yeah.
most people don't even like most other people's cologne scents.
Totally.
It's so offensive and so entitled.
Yeah.
And you're running, so whatever is happening
Is
is going to
mixing
get
with your sweat.
It's gonna mix with your sweat, and it's gonna sort of go out to a lot of. You're basically attracting kangaroos, and also people think kangaroos are so nice. They think they're really cute. Kangaroos are out for blood.
They're jerks.
They are jerks. They are jerks.
Wallabies,
Yeah.
now they're cute.
Wallabies are cute.
They're like mini kangaroos.
Koala bears all have syphilis, but I mean, other than the chlamydia,
They do.
They
On
do.
the plus side, though, that kangaroo got a sick sponsorship deal out of that.
That's
Oh, I
true.
know.
Facts.
That was amazing.
Facts.
Facts.
Jimmy Choo got Jimmy Choo shoes.
got some Jimmy Choo, and she just got the Jimmy Choo shoes. She put them in her pouch and then just took off.
Tracy Noonan appeared on Australia's Ross and Russell. Either one of you want to take that?
Ross and Russell in the mornings.
The Australian Brazilian Isles.
Okay, so Ross and Russell radio program, you know that's a zany morning show. Recount the ordeal which occurred on Saturday in the Melbourne suburb of Beaconsfield, the Australian reports.
I wonder if like Australian morning zoo radio, Melinda, just uses Australian noises as their background thing. So like, oh, she got, I can't do it.
No, double down. Lean in on whatever you're about to do.
Got hit in the face by a kangaroo. And then you just hear, whoa, 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 whoa.
It's all didgeridoo.
Didgeridoo.
Boomerangs.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Jim-a-ling-a-ding-dang.
She goes on to Ross and Russell. And then Noonan, who claims she often sees kangaroos from afar on her jogs.
And that's just her.
Yes.
Like, there's nothing out there, man.
You're in an urban area. We haven't seen a kangaroo here in 20 years.
Is this going to be like Australian Fight Club where she really beat herself up?
She was the kangaroo?
The whole time. And isn't that the real thing? It's not about working out. It's about the kangaroos you fight with along the way. She told the radio host that this particular kangaroo took a special interest in her, following her along and even jumping 3 fences to get closer. I know I know you're in some sort of training, but you need to run faster.
Right.
If it jumped 3 fences, don't wait to see what's going to happen.
No.
No, and don't, have a raw steak in your own fanny pack.
That is always
That's
a
a
bad
big
call.
mistake.
She screwed up.
On the scent.
She screwed up on that. She screwed up on that one. I mean, the perfume we can sort of allow.
And she should have known when that kangaroo popped over with boxing gloves on, it was over.
It's over.
It's going to start going after you.
By the way,
Kangaroos.
I love that the kangaroo is jumping like 3 fences. What is this kangaroo? Australian Ferris Bueller?
I know.
Thank you.
She said by the time the kangaroo was making its way over the 3rd fence, she knew she was in trouble. Well, what did you know after the first fence?
And the
What did you
second
know after
fence.
the second fence? After the 3rd, you're like, well, I'm in trouble now.
He's really jumping a lot of fences
Keep
over there.
running. Let everyone smell this perfume.
I mean, did this really happen?
Yes.
Wow. How does it end up?
We're
I'm
gonna
dying
find
to know.
out.
Well, here's the question. Does her, I don't know what her perfume smells like. I mean, I guess that's the question. What does
Sarah Jessica Parker scent.
I
don't
think
know
it
what that
smells
is
like
either.
square pegs.
Stop.
Such an old
Do we
joke.
take a break, Dan, or no?
Not yet. No.
Okay.
While turning to flee, Noonan said she soon felt the kangaroo hit her in the back, causing her to fall to the ground. You are too close to the kangaroo.
That is too close.
Don't get into a what do you need, fella, with any sort of animal.
No.
Ever.
I can't say this with any confidence, although I do have 2 daughters. But Melinda, you can speak to this. Like, don't women have enough to deal with dudes coming down on them all over the place? You now don't need kangaroos punching you in the back.
No.
Yeah.
Coming up on you.
I mean, that's too much. Like, she probably got catcalled the whole way.
By
Yes.
a kangaroo.
By other kangaroos or some
Where
quality.
you going, girl? Where you go? I smell you.
Get pushed down.
Hey, mommy.
And then she, did she get a restraining order after this?
I
She's
don't
gonna
know.
have
You
to.
gotta tag
She's
it.
gonna have to.
She said, I put my head down. I put my head back down because I thought, oh my goodness, this is now going to claw me to death, she said on the radio program. Cautiously standing back up and inching away, Noonan distracted the kangaroo long enough to find safety inside a stranger's home.
What do? There's Cynthia Nixon. Go.
Right. But that didn't stop the kangaroo from sniffing around the driveway. How long do you think she stayed inside with these stranger residents of this house, waiting for the animal to leave before she went back outside?
Melinda, you're our guest. You can guess first. Or
How long would you've been attacked by a kangaroo that's already jumped over 3 fences, caught up to you, knocked you down. You've broken or been let into a stranger's house. How long are you staying in that house, or do you think she stayed in before she went back outside?
Well, this is a real Me Too kangaroo moment.
Yes,
Yes,
it
it
is.
is. Indeed.
A
Me Too.
me-roo moment.
Oh, you
It's a Me Too movement.
Matt Sklar brothers.
Me Too. Hashtag Me Too moment. I think she stayed in there.
Did you say me chew as in Jimmy
Hashtag
Chew?
Me Choo, Jimmy Choo moment. I think she stayed in there long enough to look through the Jimmy Choo collection in the closet.
She went through the woman's shoes
Closet.
at the thing.
She was wearing that cologne.
How long in terms of minutes, how long do you think?
and write an essay about it.
Stop.
For sure. Okay, you're giving her some time in this
All right,
house.
so give us a time.
Laptop
Give us
before
an
she
hour.
Before she forgot the story.
That's right.
You know how it is.
Yeah.
And then I think there was probably a little wrestling match with the kangaroo where they kind of just hugged it out, realized that
maybe
she really just loved each other this whole time. I think that took about 1 to 2 hours in ayahuasca time.
Okay, which is about what, 10 minutes?
About 10 hours.
10 hours.
Okay.
10 minutes. 10 minutes.
10 minutes.
10 minutes.
Okay.
10
Jay,
minutes.
what do you think?
I say she's staying there for 2 hours.
2 hours.
She stayed in there for 6 hours, and it got really uncomfortable. It got with the people who are there. They're like,
You got
we
to
don't know what to do.
We have to go to work.
Right.
What are you doing?
Right. Well, let's take a break. When we come back, we'll find out how long she waited in that house with these strangers before going back out to see if the kangaroo
This
was
is
still
Dumb
there.
People Town. We got Melinda Hill. Don't go anywhere.
Stick around, make a sound. There's more Dumb People Town.
You kind of like this guy, but when you can't decide between the Filet-O-Fish or the Big Mac, and he says,
I'll get you both.
thank you, you definitely like this guy meal. Get it at McDonald's when you get 2 of your faves for just $5.
Limited time only. Prices and participation may vary. Single item at regular price.
Hey there. You're up for getting down with low prices, right? Well, Kroger goes lower than low on food that's fresher than fresh. So when you're crushing on clementines, seeking a savory salad, or choosy about your chicken, just open the Kroger app. You'll get more ways to save on the fresh you love with personalized coupons, weekly sales, and rewards like fuel points. All for prices that are even lower than the everyday low. So go where you know it's lower than low. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Hey guys, welcome back to the show. Melinda Hill is with us. Let's talk about what she's got going on.
Yeah, before we give this answer.
You got a stand-up special that people can get that was done by Comedy Dynamics, who are amazing. Tell people how they can get it. We know it was great, and it was just voted on a Best of 2020, the album on 2020 list. Please tell us about it.
Thank you. Yeah, it's my first comedy special. I'm really proud of it. I'm so happy to be putting something out, have something light and fun to offer during the pandems. And you can get it at melindahill.com.
Nice.
Hey-o.
It's called Inappropriate, right?
Yeah, and it's called Melinda Hill Inappropriate, and it's out on, as an album and as a comedy special and as an Audible book.
Nice.
There you go.
And you have a podcast too. Is it called Let's Process This?
Yeah, it's called Let's Process This with Melinda Hill. And we talk about the creative process and also like healing and processing trauma and how that informs the creative process. So people talk about something they went through or overcame, some kind of obstacles, and how they turned it into creative treasure, like a TV show or movie or their stand-up act or whatever.
I always feel like there is a moment where something now we're like our receptors are up, but when we were younger, like something bad would happen and I'd be so mad and I'd start telling someone the story and they'd be laughing and I'm like, no, I'm angry, I'm mad. They're like, no, this is really funny. And then you kind of start to say, oh, okay, this thing that I was like so emotional about, the good thing is that you were emotional, that it actually dug deep down inside of you to pull out a real emotion in that moment. And then our abilities, all of us, are hopefully to lay that out and say, okay, how can we make this funny? And usually you're at the center of it and the butt of the joke, but like it allows other people to deal with their own stuff. It's a great idea for a podcast.
Thank you so much. I'm really enjoying doing it, and it's connected me to people all over the world, as you know, podcasting, and also it's getting me to watch other people's work and stuff, before I interview them. But also it's just fascinating hearing how exactly as you say, people are taking their experiences and turning them into this catharsis for themselves, not only healing themselves, but healing, countless others. And that is our unique gift, as artists that we can, that we can do that. And so it's like, even though something awful is happening, we are always like thinking,
and that's what we try and do with this show too. Like the stupidity that exists in the world, we're like, okay, that can just exist, but we hope that we can put some sort of a funny spin on it so that we can create something out of it. It's almost like taking a piece of trash and then turning it into origami.
Yeah,
dumb or a dummy.
Found art.
Exactly. I love that you guys are doing this.
Thank you.
It's so fun.
All right, so now when we
Our last thing we had was how long do you think
She waited in the house.
She probably
of
called
strangers.
Ross and Russell from the house to get on their radio show.
Yep.
So our guesses for how long she stayed in the house while hoping the kangaroo would leave.
Melinda
10
says
hours?
10 minutes.
10 minutes.
10 minutes. I said 1 hour.
And I said 6 hours. And it got weird.
She stayed inside with these strangers in their home, waiting for an animal that had already jumped through fence and attacked her.
Yeah.
She stayed inside for 20 minutes.
Oh,
Way to go, Melinda. Also, Melinda is right, but you guys are more in line what I would do. This animal, 20 minutes is not enough time.
Wait, Dan.
Animals have no problem
And by the way,
lingering.
hey,
I
Ran,
feel like
where-
they will loiter all day.
Wait, wasn't Chubbawamba from Australia?
Maybe,
I
yeah.
don't know. I think they're English.
I think they're English or Irish.
I think they're from Australia.
I'm going to look them up.
Look it up
I'm
because
gonna look 'em up.
I wanted her to have in her head that she got knocked down, but she got up again.
Oh,
Yeah.
stop it,
There you
Jason.
go.
Stop it.
She got knocked down.
One of the strangers in the house went outside to scare the Roo away, only to find that her stalker was still waiting for her. This is a Miru moment.
Hashtag Miru.
Was still waiting for her when she eventually left the house. So they goes out to scare the kangaroo away, and they come in and they go, "Okay, you can leave now," which was obviously either they were lying to her because they wanted her gone, or she believed that after 20 minutes this kangaroo had left. She goes outside. She said, quote, "It was something out of a horror movie," she remarked. A local park ranger would later tell Noonan that her perfume... Do we have an answer?
It's England.
Ooh.
Chumbawamba was
Yes.
England.
I guess I got knocked down on that
you'll
one.
get
Well,
up
you'll
again.
get up again. A local park ranger would later tell Noonan that her perfume from Sarah Jessica Parker's collection was perhaps the reason that the kangaroo took such an intense interest.
Okay,
Why
intense
are you
interest.
victim blaming?
It's not intense interest. This kangaroo wanted to beat the crap out of her.
I think.
I mean,
Or to be her.
to become.
Or was just sick of her uppity ass running all the time, making him feel bad about his own workout regimen.
But how much does that, like, Sarah Jessica Parker should call this perfume like animal? You know what I mean? It's like it brings out the animal in all of us. It's just like,
or hops.
as some girl,
Don't you dare.
as some woman is running, they're just like kangaroos jumping fences to get closer to this perfume.
here's what I...
You should call it Miru.
Miru, please.
Hashtag Miru.
Hashtag Miru.
Noonan later admitted, this is the craziest reasoning to me, that the perfume was a strange thing to apply before her morning run, but explained that she had briefly misplaced her deodorant and, quote, "that was all I could find."
By the
Who
way,
even wears deodorant for a run?
Agreed, Melinda
you
Hill.
put it on after you
Who
shower.
cares?
What?
Who are you hanging out with during a pandemic on a run that you're worried that you might smell a little bit? And first of all, also, how long are you running for, right?
And
I would
how sweaty are you
argue.
getting?
I would argue. How much are you carrying your deodorant around your house to the point where you could misplace it? It's sitting in your bathroom. You put it on. You put it right back. No one is like carrying it around and being like, "Now
Even
where
if
did
you're
I?"
doing 3 miles at a what I would consider it's slow to moderate, at best moderate pace.
Let me ask you.
That'd be 15 minutes about. That's 45 minutes. You've only been out of your house for 45 minutes. Who cares? You're going to go home and shower.
Right.
It's really suspect. I kind of think now that we know more, there may be even more that's not being mentioned. Like perhaps the kangaroo and this woman were having some kind of
Relationship.
prior dealings, running out for a run. Oh, and it's like, no, there's a back history here.
She's running like way out of her way to go near where the kangaroo hangs out. Oh, what are you doing here?
You're here?
That's so weird that you're here because this is just my running route. This is just where I am.
and she's like full makeup,
Yep.
full Jimmy Choo.
Jimmy Choo.
Jimmy Choo sneakers.
Known
Jimmy
for
Choo
their running shoes.
high tops, like high, exactly.
Alexander
elevated
McQueen's pants.
Alexander McQueen, high tops, and she knew that she was going to run into. So there's a lot more happening
What
here.
are you doing here?
Right.
Oh, that's so weird you're here. I hope you're well.
The runner also did not reveal whether she has any plans to ditch her SJP fragrance. That is it, my friends.
And Sarah Jessica Parker, I didn't know she had a fragrance.
I didn't either.
Now we do.
You pair that with some Lauren Conrad clothes from Kohl's, and you are set.
Dan.
There you go. That is the story. That's how we do it.
That is, if you're a Patreon member, you're going to get a little bit of extra of our time hanging out with Melinda Hill. But that is
the show.
Story.
Melinda Hill, thank you so much. Again, the special is Inappropriate. You can get it wherever you can listen to the album, wherever you iTunes, Spotify, all that stuff, and then melindahill.com. You can check it out and watch it. I'm so proud of you and happy for you, kiddo. And the podcast.
Let's process this.
Let's process this with Melinda Hill. Check that out too. And oh shit, we got to get back to work.
Dum 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 dum. Stick around, make a sound, hunker down. It's Dumb People Town.
Starburns Audio, a podcast network.